Guys, it's the kid, 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 it's the kid. I have my meal. Guys, I have my meal. Some pasta, a little bit of fish there. I have my meal. Guys, this is an open Q&A. It's an open Q&A. I have my meal. I have my Ribena. And this is just where we could just have a chilled out discussion. So guys, the key things that you have to have a meal. You have to have a meal. I don't care whether it's a pizza. I don't care whether it's a snack or so forth. I want you guys to have a flipping meal as well with me because we're going to chill. We're going to chill and we're going to talk. So whatever is on your mind is what we're going to talk about. So this is really rip-ricking. But please, no football questions. That's all I ask. No football questions. This is about anything to do non-footballing wise, because we have a lot to talk about footballing wise later on this evening. So this is just about whatever's on your chest, whatever you want to discuss, whatever it could be: religion, life, space, death, the future, sex, porn stars, the flipping presidents, the wild, anything on your mind, we shall discuss. That's nothing. So basically, this is why I say to people. Now, there are many different pastas that you can get around and so forth. Like, you have Penny Arrabbiata, so many pastas. But this is what I recommend because I'm a pasta merchant. This is rigatoni. That's the name of this pasta. The name of this pasta is rigatoni. Let me put it in there. So next time that you're shopping for something or whatsoever, go in and get rigatoni, man. If you get and you will say, you know what, HH, you are right, because rigatoni is the best pasta you can have, because just in terms of the texture, the taste, how filling it is, it's absolutely amazing. Let me say again. This is an open Q&A, but please, no football questions. Save your football questions for tonight at Saturday. So Saturday night, save your football questions, man. Oh man, bro. Look. Can you see these tags? Can you see these tags? Can you see what's it called? I just finished reading this today. Where is it? See? I even have stuff that is highlighted. And because I knew about it. I knew about the documentary when it was released, but I said, you know what, let me first read the book before I watch the documentary, man. And because the book is so heavy, I need to let it settle before I'll probably watch it tonight. Yes, I will watch it tonight. I'll watch it tonight. So after the emergency hangouts, I will watch it tonight, man, because I think I needed what happened in this book to really settle with me, and I needed it to really be one and just allow all that I've read to really absorb into me and accept it into me, man. But it's look, man, Malcolm X, I always say to people, man, first of all, I believe every African American should read this book. Every African American should read this book. We will go into it in much more detail and probably may bring Daniel into it to do a live where we just discuss this in detail. But I think everybody should read this book, black or white. Everybody should read this book. This for me is the best book I've ever read. It's the best book I've ever read. It is an absolutely amazing piece of work. You see, I don't know too much I don't know too much about Epstein. I don't know too much about Epstein because I hear that this dude. So, was he a child molester, or did he sleep with kids, or was he a child trafficker? That's what I want to know. Is because I've just heard some very weird things about. Because see, once I heard stuff that he did stuff with kids, I was like, cool. I think I'll skip that documentary. So just tell me, what is that guy? What is he on? What is he on? So it's yeah. If it's child molestation, I don't think so, man. So, do you ever sit and think about how never before has humanity been able to consume every negative event simultaneously? Oh, that's quite a tongue twister. Do you ever sit and think about how never before has humanity been able to consume? How do we know? How do we know? And also, yeah. So Martin shut the hell up. No, look, Sammy has. Oh shit! Sorry. No, Sammy has those skills because we were playing some Halo. I'm still the good because I've got more swag with my Halo, but she has. You know, she. How do we know what has happened in the past? The thing that is different now is we are so much connected. And because we are so connected, because of the use of social media, it seems as if we're taking everything in simultaneously. But how do you know that back in the 1400s, 1600s, there wasn't some crazy stuff popping off in all the different content? But because of a lack of social media, we weren't able to know. So right now, a guy is taking what's happening in Syria on his phone. We're seeing what's happening in America on their phone. We're seeing what's happening in Iraq, in Afghanistan. So with this social media and the technology makes us a lot more interconnected. That's the issue. It makes us a lot more interconnected, and therefore, it seems as if like, okay, this is the first time we've ever done it simultaneously. But I don't think so. I don't think so. As I said again, guys, there is so much about this world we don't know. There is so much about this world we don't know, because most people in this world are pussy. And I mean that in the best, nicest way possible. Most people in this world are ignorant, because if you thought for a second how crazy you existing is crazy, what are the chances of you existing? Think about it. What are the chances of you actually existing right now? It's like a 1 in a million chance. It's a 1 in a million chance, man. So I think that this world itself is a phenomenon, man. Oh, okay, Martin. I think I'm cool. Great. So I'll get to it. So, what's your opinion on Idris Elba as an actor? I think that I would have liked. I'd have loved for Idris Elba to have done more with his career. Stringer Bell is one of the greatest characters of all time. His performance on even if no, Ghost is my guy. Okay, I bow down to Ghost. Ghost is my guy. Ghost is my guy. I love Ghost. I still say that, you know, Stringer Bell is one of the craziest characters, and he is a very good actor. But I still feel he never really fulfilled his career. I don't think what I saw him doing in The Wire, we didn't really see him pretty much put that out for the rest of his career. So that is just my issue with thing. I think that he could have had a much better career. I think he could have had much better performances. He's a dude who I felt should have had, because I don't think he's ever been nominated for an Oscar. I don't think he's ever been nominated for a major award as an actor. I know he won the Golden Globe for Luther, which is very good. Now, Luther is very good. He won the Golden Globe for Luther, but that's a limited TV series. But in terms of a film, he's never been nominated for a major award, which I just say, he could have if he really said what's up, man. How good is 2001: A Space Odyssey really? Sorry, yesterday for that. My thing with Space Odyssey is this, and I've said this many times. It's overrated, but all because it's overrated, it doesn't mean it's trash. So let me just. Visually, Space Odyssey is pops off. Visually, it's tier 1 because Kubrick is one of the best cinematographers of all time. Kubrick is one of the best at painting a picture on the cinema. But the issue with Kubrick films is that they're very self-indulgent. They're overly artistic. And I'll keep it real with you. I was bored. I think I watched it with my brother. We watched it. We got to the very end and we're like, what the hell did we just watch? You know? So yeah, I like things that, make you think and everything. But I'm like, at the end of the day, I can only go with my reaction. I'm like, super visual. So ahead of its time. What he was able to do technologically and with effects. And I think it was the 60s. I think it was 60s. It's crazy. But I had no flipping idea what the hell I just saw. All right, let's just see what it is. Oh, before it's over, what does HH want to be remembered for? Oh my gosh, wow, that's a heavy question, man. I want to be remembered as someone who brought something different to the table. And it's so crazy. Even after just reading this thing with Malcolm X and everything, actually, the last chapter in this, like the last thing in this, is crazy. It's crazy. But I want to be remembered as someone who, because I think I was watching something. It was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said that, and I think he read it from somewhere. He said, "You only die after the last person says your name. That's when you die." So guys like Tupac, whether you like it or not, Hitler, Stalin, Napoleon, Idi Amin, all these guys, they're actually still alive because we still talk about them, But those dudes who you didn't really do much in your life, most of the people that knew you are dead, who lived like hundreds of years ago. No one speaks your name because you didn't really have that much of an impact. You are literally dead because you don't exist anymore within the consciousness of everyone. But like a Tupac or something, like he is probably going to live for as long, or unless music just or rap just completely dies or goes away. So, but I think what I want to be remembered for, is I think someone I want to leave a legacy in Africa or Nigeria. That's my thing. Obviously, I want to leave a legacy in the world. Sort of like, try to bring something new and interesting to the world. Because again, someone like a Steve Jobs, that's amazing. Steve Jobs will be known forever. Bill Gates will be known forever because as long as we move or whatever we do, we will look at how, because the world changed after Steve Jobs brought in that. When Steve Jobs said, you know what, you can use your phone and go on the internet with one device, the world changed. Bill Gates, yeah, people say, oh, he stole the idea from someone. Who cares? When he said, yo, screw that pen and paper, you can now have a flipping Windows and use the stuff on your computer, the world changed. So I don't know that I'll be able to do something on that level, but to be remembered as having brought something to the table that affects said people now and can affect people in the future. Could it be the football hot? No. Could it be the Havels hot? No. I have no idea. I have no idea. But I do think that, that's because it's a scary thought. It's a scary thought is dying and no one ever remembers you. That's a frightening thought. Just imagine that. You die, go away, and in the world, no one ever remembers you. And I don't know how heavy you want to get. As in, an afterlife? Are we in a time loop? Are we in a different realm? What the hell is even going on? Is this even real? Is this somehow an extended dream? I don't know how heavy you guys want to get on a Saturday night. Okay, I don't know how heavy you guys want to get on a Saturday night. HH Kendrick not in top 10. No, he isn't, because Kendrick Lamar has already started. It is an insult to the people who have put in years into the game to put Kendrick Lamar in the top 10 rappers of all time. Anyone that puts Kendrick Lamar in the top 10 rappers of all time is you're being foolish, and you're being disrespectful to the long history of rap, man. So please don't. No, I'm sorry, no. Let's see, what was I saying, man? Oh yeah, and also, by the way, guys, yeah, please don't spoil this whole. I haven't played Last of Us 1 yet, so please don't spoil Last of Us. I'm begging you. I haven't even played the first part yet, please. So please don't spoil it for me. I'm still playing Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, this is interesting. Which clothes stores do you shop in? Have you heard of a shop called Rockets? I don't know whether you have. I don't know whether they have them in America, but so there's a chain in Camden Town and there's a chain in what's it called? I forgot. Somewhere in East London. But so basically, what it is they import clothes from Canada. Some of American from Canada and everything. But the interesting thing about it is that it's the kinds of clothes that you get there. The high street, very antsy, kind of chic. So the kind of clothes they have there have a lot of style. Because for me, I never shop at the high street. So going to these big shops and everything, I never go there. I never go to Primark. You know, because every time I try and get clothes, let me get something that no one else is getting, stuff that no one else is wearing, something that is totally new. So yeah. So I don't know whether you've heard of it. So you can go online. The shop I shop at is Rocket. You know, because that's how fashion works. That's right. The whole point of fashion is to try and stand out. There's no point in having fashion if you're wearing stuff that everyone else is wearing, man. All right, let's see what this guy is saying, man. So, given Jamie Foxx's past roles and his recent interest in playing Tyson, it's supposed to be Spawn, isn't it? It's supposed to be Spawn. His head is in the right place. Why has he not done more? Has he just not found his director? Foxx could surpass The Rock. Foxx has already surpassed The Rock. I've said it many times before. The Rock isn't a good actor. See, The Rock is a star. He's a great star, and The Rock just also has not found the right director and right scripts to really utilize him. The Rock for me is like Annie. People just say The Rock is like Schwarzenegger. Now, I think The Rock is a better actor than Schwarzenegger, but him and Schwarzenegger are actually in the same pool where they're not very good actors. They have great, unique personalities. And Schwarzenegger was lucky and smart that he picked projects that maximized his personality rather than focus on his acting. I think Rock is picking projects that's trying to focus on his acting, where Rock, you're not a good actor. You're one of the most charismatic people that we've ever seen do that kind of stuff. So, I mean, Foxx has gone way before him. I see the thing with Jamie Foxx is he's multi-talented. Okay, people don't know that Jamie Foxx, he got a scholarship to a music school. So he's classically trained in piano. So his first thing that he did was piano and singing. So that was his first thing, was music. Then he went into stand-up comedy. Then when he did stand-up comedy, then he was on the comedy thing in Living Color. Then when he then did that, he then went into acting. But he's always been a guy where a bit of stand-up comic, which he doesn't do that much anymore, but he's definitely been like music, acting, music, acting, music, acting, music, acting. So because he's really in two worlds and he's so good in both, he's he's been trying to juggle the two things. But I think I think maybe he's saying to himself, let me now focus on these roles. And I said again, Tyson, because if you hear what he's trying to do with Tyson, it's really interesting because he's doing Tyson now. He's doing the Tyson who now became a Muslim, because Michael Jai White did a Michael Tyson film, but it was like straight to TV, and no one saw it. But Tyson deserves. Now, I would love Ryan Coogler to do it. Because Scorsese was attached. Now, you see, if Scorsese did it, I think it could be really interesting. Because remember, Scorsese did Raging Bull. But I do feel for that authenticity, especially the authenticity of Brownsville and of New York, it is Spike Lee. Because remember, Spike Lee directed the Mike Tyson live show. So I think it would be right that Spike Lee did it. Because Will Smith is foolish. Spike Lee should have directed the Muhammad Ali film. But Will Smith, because he was trying to get an Oscar, I wasn't trying to be too political, Will Smith handpicked Michael Myers. Like, Will Smith, this is Muhammad Ali, a guy who championed the black people and was all about, I'm black and thing. And Spike Lee wanted to do the film. But Will Smith, look, man, I don't know whether we want to get real on Will Smith, man. I don't know how we really want to get on Will Smith, man. What makes jollof rice jollof? What makes jollof rice jollof? I think basically it's how you make it. I think jollof rice is one of those things where of what makes it jollof, I think it's the texture and the intensity of the taste. You see, when jollof isn't jollof, the taste is very tame. And normally, people make a big mistake is that they use basmati rice to make jollof, which is a no-no. Jollof does not taste jollof if you use basmati rice. You have to use Uncle Ben's rice, and you've got to make it in a way where it is almost slightly burnt, but not burnt. So it has like an almost dry feeling. So if it's too wet, or it's not really cooked enough, it doesn't have that taste. But you obviously don't want to burn it. So where it is almost burnt and it has a few black bits around, that's when it's jollof. And really, if you want the best jollof, you've got to go to Nigeria and you've got to ask an auntie to give it to you, man. That's the thing, man. So, how sexual is the PS5 and who the F is buying the Series X? Now, look, I don't know. Maybe I've seen something. The PS5. No, look. It looks way better than the Xbox. Okay? It looks way better than the Xbox. Xbox looks trash. Okay? The Xbox looks trash. But basically the best looking console is between the PS2 Slim and the PS4. It's between those. That PS2 Slim is sex. That PS2 Slim is sex. And you see, I really fear for the Xbox. I really, really fear for the Xbox because, as you said, who's going to buy it? Apart from hardcore Microsoft fanboys or hardcore tech dudes. Because see, I don't know how Microsoft just messed up, because 360 was such a good console and was such a good launch. But it just seems as if they have just fallen off because Xbox One was a complete failure. I think the only thing they had was was it Killzone or that other? It wasn't the name of that FPS. Basically, Xbox One was a failure. It was a complete failure. And PS4 wasn't that great, but PS4 kicked its ass. And I look at Xbox Series X, I'm like, basically Xbox, I want to know, what's his Xbox plan? That's what I want to know. Because as I said, that looks like a literal brick. It looks like a literal brick. Let me be real with you. I don't care about the visuals. Just give me a console that works. I don't care about the visuals and does it look sexy? No. Okay. If it looks sexy, that's a bonus. Give me a console that works and that functions. I'll be real with you. I was playing Red Dead Redemption 2 earlier today. That PS4 is too loud. That PS4 too loud. See, and now, you see, I only got it. I was going to get it on the Xbox. I only got it on the PlayStation because I wanted to play online. And now apparently the online is just trash. But in terms of functionality, the Xbox is better. Xbox is silent. Whatever game you play is silent. When I load up Red Dead Redemption 2, it's like a nuke is about to go off. It feels like a nuke is about to go off. It's crazy. Yeah. So hopefully I mean, but it's too loud. Way too loud, man. But as I always says that I want games. You know. Because the thing about it was when remember back in the day, it was all games. The worst thing that happened was the best thing and the worst thing that happened to gaming was the internet. The best thing and the worst thing. It was the best thing because of online gaming. As I said, one of my best gaming experiences of all time was Halo 2 Online. Xbox Live Halo 2 Online, playing with my brothers, my friends, and so forth. One of the best experiences of my all time. When we had clan versus clan, 6 versus 6, and literally we knew everyone around. It was amazing. But the worst that happened to gaming was online, which is this whole DLC crap. And down every time I'm about to play Prevo, these guys say updates. Bro, relax. I just want to just play this flipping game. So I now have to update. So quickly update. I mean, just no. Give me your game, give it to me finished, and let me play it. Okay, I don't need an update. We didn't need an update before, so why do we need it now? The world ends by diseases, war, AI, or asteroids. Do you know what the funny thing is? We talk a lot about the world is going to end, human beings are going to destroy each other. Human beings are going to last a lot longer than we think. I think human beings will keep getting to the brink. They'll keep getting to the brink, but they'll just keep on pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Something tells me AI. Something, because it's science fiction now. Oh, that's just all sci-fi stuff, like what's it called? Matrix, iRobot, all that stuff. Okay. But something just tells me we're going to create. We have computers now. I don't know whether you've heard of Asimo. Let me bring it up. I don't know whether you've heard of Asimo. This is a Japanese robot. And this robot is scary. So, man, human beings, these guys are trying to F around, man. So, this Asimo can walk, move, play football, and do all these kinds of things almost independently. So, my thing is, human beings will create these robots they follow rules. But then these rules will now get much more complex and much more dynamic. And slowly, these robots will be like, oh, I can now sort of interpret these rules or interpret the very basis of these rules and then do things. There will come a point when a robot just becomes independent because it has become so smart. You know, like, have you ever used your computer one time and it will just go off? Like, wait, what happened? It just malfunctioned. So 9 times out of 10, you press the on button, computer goes on. 9 times out of 10, you click on the Apple icon, you see the drop down menu. 9 times out of 10, you click on cross, it goes through. But then there's that sometimes when you press and it will just do something crazy or something because it malfunctions. An evolved thing of that is, Mugs, you shouldn't be eating KFC, man. KFC is trash and is extremely unhealthy. Is robots taking those instructions, you know what, F you. F you, we're going to ride independently. F you, I want rights. I still, I believe dogs will, I think there will be an uprising of dogs. There's going to be, dogs are going to say what's up very soon. Keep yanking them. He said, hey, Timmy. Timmy is going to say, yo, I want a crib. I want my own spaceship. I want my own house. But before that, I think that's human beings' downfall. I could be wrong. Maybe this is just sci-fi. I think it's going to be robots. I think robots are going to rise, say what's up, and they're going to be independent. That's what I believe, man. What the heck? Oh, Sophia. I think I've heard of this. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. So basically, isn't it that you can actually have like a conversation with her? I mean, that is just crazy, man. Oh, look, man, people have said that. I mean, for people have said, maybe it's just going to be like the revelation, revelations, because I've read bits of the Revelations where 2-headed dragons, flipping monsters, beasts, and everything, they come in and like, wow. So maybe that. My hope is that I will be on Mars before this time happens. I'm still saying this. Yoke. What's the name of that white dude with all the famous stuff? The flipping, what's it called? Tesla dude. Basically, Tesla dude, get Mars up and running so I can have my colony on Mars. That's what I want, man. Will Kojima and Konami work together again? I want is a new Metal Gear. I doubt it. No. The way, from what I remember, what I was reading, from the way that they left things, it's not going to happen. Because they left very acrimoniously, and I think for Kojima, he felt slighted by Konami, and I think he just go out and do his own thing. But this is what I'm looking forward to. This game looks flipping insane. Have you guys seen this game? Because I don't know about you guys. I am a huge samurai fan. Like, one of my favorite films is Seven Samurai. I think the greatest weapon ever constructed is the samurai sword. Greatest weapon ever constructed is that samurai sword. Have you seen the state of the graphics of Ghost of Tsushima? This thing looks off the shine. Not even actually off the shine. Like, this is the game I'm looking forward to, and this is the kind of game I want. Okay, I don't. You see, basically, this, I told you, like, let me just say it. I'm not a gamer. I'm not one of these guys who are like a hardcore gamer and plays all these games. I'm not a gamer. There are certain games I like to play. These are the 2 main games that I play. Well, 3. Halo Online, that's the probably 2 main games I play. Football games, so either management games or Prevo, RPGs, role-playing games, and basically. But then both kinds of RPGs, not all that Tom crap. So RPGs like this, where it's it's a really good story. It's a really good story, or MMOs. I choose what I want to do. So whether it's Skyrim or GTA. And the funny thing is that if there's actually, let me even ask the others, if there's one type of game you could only play for the rest of your life, and you could only play this one type of game, what game would it be? For me, MMO. So basically, like Skyrim or GTA. I would be willing to sacrifice never playing a football game, never playing Football Manager for an MMO. And I've always said my dream game. I have two dream games, and it was close. Skyrim came very close to my dream game, but I always say like my dream thing is give me a sword, give me a shield, let me go anywhere I want. Skyrim came close. It wasn't dynamic and expansive enough. But another dream game was Mass Effect. But the thing with Mass Effect was, and I think even that was my beef that my brother had with the game. I want to go to other planets. I want to go to other planets, which you couldn't do in Mass Effect. So people say MMO, GTA, MMO. Yeah, MMO. MMO. If there was an Elon Musk biopic, who should play Musk, and what would that even look like? Oh, Elon Musk. I think I'm just trying to just think. I'm just looking. That dude from Game of Thrones. He was also in The Bodyguard. I've forgotten what his name is. From the Red Wedding. Wait, I think I can find out. This dude, wait. Bodyguard. I think he would do something interesting. What's wait, okay, let me bodyguard. Okay, wait. There we go. This dude. I think he'd be interesting, because I was going to say Eric Bana or him, because Elon Musk is a bit, he's a bit, I don't want to see. I was going to say, what was his name? The guy who was Magneto in those X-Men films with the James McAvoy. Why did I forget his name? Is it Michael? Frank, his name. Is it that dude? Because he played Steve Jobs as well. So, super chat. Let me hit that super chat. So that's the dude I will get. Thoughts? I should even do like a separate video on this. Because I have so much to say on this. But I'll just reiterate what I said before. Greed. And that has been a slow downfall of the gaming industry. Shout out to Nintendo. Shout out to Nintendo. These past few years, remember, Nintendo was just that trash third wheel that we all mocked. We all mocked Nintendo. But shout out to Nintendo, because every single time Nintendo are trying to push the envelope, I am waiting until I have enough free time, because Breath of the Wild, I know I've got to play that game. I know I have to play that game, Breath of the Wild, because I love Zelda. Okay, I love Zelda. Like, Wind Waker is one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Wind Waker is one of the best games I've ever played. Like, Wind Waker is a masterpiece. So I respect it because Nintendo's always been like, we're always going to make games. We're always going to make new games. So these morons, they're not delaying GTA 6 until they stop making money from GTA 5. We're all good. And what's good? I think is it Sam Hauser? He left. I remember Sam Hauser is the guy from the beginning. I remember always remember that name because every time I was watching GTA, I was like, wait, who are these guys? I remember what's it called, the Hauser brothers. So they're making money. And it's those stupid, rich, spoiled, snotty-headed brats who are gonna keep spending money. And these losers, because that was my issue. Because when they made the announcement, of course, people were pissed off. Oh, how can you do this? I was like, cool. I'm looking at the retweets. I'm looking at the likes. And some of the comments are like, oh my gosh, what a great game. What an amazing game. These people, they love the fact that GTA 5 is the best selling game ever. And they love the fact that we're going to keep spending money to just make sure that this is the best selling game and the most successful game ever. And I'm like, but then you don't get it. It's not one of the best games ever. It's just made us the most money. GTA 5 will never touch Vice City. It will never touch Vice City. It will never touch GTA 3. It's never touching Mass Effect 1 or Mass Effect 2. It's never touching Metal Gear Solid. It's never touching Skyrim. It's never touching any of the Zelda games. It's just not. So make your money. Cool. Make your money. But you're just now business hustlers. But you know what? But thinking about it now, my beef isn't with Rockstar. Yeah, we want to be creative and everything, but we're here to make a business. And before this whole online stuff, it was like $40. There you go. 2 years, we're gonna create a whole new game. $40. There you go. But we now have online gaming. We can now spend online. And guys, oh, we are making the kind of money that we could never make back in the day before online. So my beef isn't with Rockstar. The beef is with the people who are spending money. Because as guys said, if you want GTA 6, don't buy GTA 5 on the new consoles. If you want GTA 6, don't. But then, because I said that's it. You're dealing with people who are just who are stupid. You're dealing with people who are stupid people who they will happily continue playing GTA 5. You see, the thing with Halo is this: with Halo Reach, like Halo Reach came out in 2010, and for me, it's one of the most functional, best games you can play, just in terms of just gameplay and so forth. But it's at the side. We still are looking for a new Halo. Okay, I was looking for a new Halo. That was one of the biggest excitements of a new GTA. Is like, okay, what's the setting going to be? What's the story going to be? Where are you going to take the location? What new things are you going to bring to it? But this, look, man. It's messed up, man. Oh, so sorry. It was Dana. Thank you, Fastbender. That's the one. Fastbender. Sure, let me see. Which novel would you like to see adapted to a series or film? I don't know whether you've read this book. It's called Mossflower. Mossflower and Redwall. It's about these mice who fight, like basically this army of mice who fight this army of rats, and this army of mice who then fight this army of cats, which is in Mossflower. And for me, I think that would make a really cool like cartoon. I'm not sure they make a good film, really good cartoon. Apart from that, remember, I don't read many books, or many novels. So I read, but that's just one that I remember reading years ago. I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that would actually make a really good kind of film and sort of man. So, all right, let's see what else guys are saying, man. Wait, no, I mean, yeah, but like I say, being in the suburbs more. Um, if you had the top, if you had the top 10 black directors, where is Spike Lee on the list, and who are the top five with him? Who would be number one black director globally of all times in your opinion? Oh, I mean that's a tough one. Spike Lee is definitely up there. I think no, Spike Lee is easily top five, arguably top. No, Spike Lee is top three. He's top three. I am keeping my eye on Ryan Coogler. I'm keeping him closer on Ryan Coogler. Steve McQueen is very. See, I'm keeping my eye on Ryan Coogler and Barry Jenkins. Those two. Because remember, Barry Jenkins, he won the Oscar for Moonlight, and Ryan Coogler obviously doing Fruitvale Station, Creed, and Black Panther. I've got my eyes on those two, but they're just starting off. And Steve McQueen as well. He's flipping damn good. But I think, because see, ask me this question in like 6, 7, 8 years' time. Hopefully, from still around. In 6, 7, 8 years' time, ask me that same question because let's see what, because Barry Jenkins and Ryan Coogler, even Steve McQueen, they're just starting out. Because for me, like, look, shout out to John Singleton, shout out to all the other black directors like the Hughes brothers, but I do feel that in Barry Jenkins, Ryan Coogler, Steve McQueen, I think this is the best crop of black directors that we've had since Spike Lee. And I think since Spike Lee, we haven't really seen guys make films on his artistic level. Because Spike Lee is a very, very good director. He's a very good director. Yeah. So, but I'm thinking, I'm looking at those. So I think it's a question that's asked me back in 5, 6, 7 years because I think I believe that these are probably going to be some of the best black directors that we've ever had in Steve McQueen, Barry Jenkins, and Ryan Coogler. I think those guys are real good, man. Oh my God, what the? Well, I did say ask me almost anything. What's your view on porn? Top 5 porn stars. My view on porn is it's just porn. There shouldn't be any taboo on porn. Obviously, don't give porn to kids. So don't let kids watch porn. That's fine. But porn is literally people doing the act of trying to have a baby but not having a baby. That's it. It's, oh my gosh, porn. No, it's like sex is natural. So it is what it is. But the key thing though is that a porn addict if you watch too much porn, it can mess you up. Psychologically, mentally, it can mess you up if you watch too much porn. Like, too much of anything, it can mess you up. Top 5, well, in no order. I think I already did this before. So it's Iron Angel. No, it's Iron Angel. Actually, no. Vanessa Blue, Naomi Banks, Francesca Jimenez, Kate Anissa, and Monica Santiago. That's my top 5 there. Bro, it's finished. I finished it today. Superb book. I'll be talking more about it next week. And I think I'll probably have Daniel and so forth us dissect this. This is an amazing book. It's an amazing book. Because I think I posted like a video on it. Superb book. I don't want to speak too much about it and so forth, but it's like, question what you get taught in schools, man. Question what you get taught in schools, because schools are part of the system. Schools are not this is an innocent place where you just go in and just learn things and you get educated and then you get your degree and then you go because schools is like so cool. You're like, yeah, I went to school, yeah. I got educated, I got my subject, I did my thing. No. School is part of the system. School is an indoctrination. It is very, very careful of what you get taught in schools and what you don't get taught in school. Imagine if young black kids were taught about the Benin Empire, the Abyssinian Empire, about the Egyptian Empire, the history of kings and so forth, what they really know they were taught about colonization, how Africa was colonized and mined. What if they were taught about slavery and how slavery was the biggest commerce and it was used to build America? Imagine if young kids were taught these things, which I wasn't taught, and most young kids are being taught. It would change your whole worldview. It would change your whole worldview. But young kids have been told that, yeah, blacks, you don't really do much. They don't have much history. But look at these white kings and these white queens who rule over the world, Plato, Socrates, the greatest minds. Education, which is why I say that, what I say to everyone is educate yourself. Educate yourself, because school wants to educate you, because they purposefully don't want you to learn key things because they want to control you. They want to flip and control you, man. Of course I have. But you know what I always say? He was better in Gangs of New York as Bill the Butcher. I wasn't a fan of There Will Be Blood. He was amazing in There Will Be Blood, but I wasn't really a fan of the film. And his performance, I thought, it was somehow a bit over the top somehow. Daniel Day-Lewis in Gangs of New York. Whew. I mean, that is a performance. Like, that is when a guy has just left Earth. That's when a guy had just left Earth, man. So no, Gangs of New York is the one. Gangs of New York is the one. But no, I think I already told you guys, like, I hated school. And I don't care how much you guys hated school. I hated school more than you. I despised school. Totally. I despised school. School just wasn't for me, man. School just wasn't for me. I mean, the whole thing of rules, you have to be here at this time, uniform. Because I think anybody that knows me knows that, I'm different, I'm not a regular kind of guy. I'm not your regular Joey. So telling me to follow certain things and follow certain rules, nah. Nah, bro. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. No, for me, I think many people say that There'll Be Blood was his best performance. I think that's because, you know what it is? There'll Be Blood is, There'll Be Blood is, even if I didn't like the film, There'll Be Blood is a better film than Gangs of New York. See, Gangs of New York was a mess. Like, the editing was all over the place. The story was all over the place. So people sort of forget his performance. I think most people remember a performance if the film is good. Watch Gangs of New York again and watch what he did. And just watch the kind of character he created in that film. Because I think that's what guys were saying. Guys were saying that he was so into the character. He was that character 24/7. So he went deep into the whole method acting thing. So now Gangs of New York, when that guy really did his thing, man. Remember, I said please, no football thingy, man. No football questions. We'll deal with all the football questions later on tonight. We'll deal with the later questions later on tonight. Who's the bigger bricks, English FA or Nigerian FA? I would say the English FA are bigger bricks because of the trash that they've done. I would say they're the biggest bricks for sure. So I did say no football, but this isn't necessarily a football question. I think this is much more of a design fashion question. So top 5 football kits of all time. I want to see even top 5 jerseys of all time. So top 5 football kits. The Roma kit, the tight fit Roma kit, the Cameroon one piece, the 98 Brazil World Cup kit, the 98 Nigeria World Cup kit, and I would then probably say I think it was Japan's 2014 kit. I think Japan's 2014 kit, because And a special mention is Germany's 2014 kit. That was really good. The one with like the red, that was really good. So, yeah, for sure, man. And but I think if not, even if just okay, what is the most? That's it. The most iconic sports kit of all time. The most iconic. It really, may I just say it's really a player, but that's Bulls jersey, man. That Chicago, that thing with the bull and so forth. Basically, if you just see that Bulls jersey, you just think Jordan. So for me, I would say it's between the Bulls jersey and the 1970 Brazil kit. You could say just the Brazil kit, but I think the 1970 Brazil kit or the Chicago Bulls jersey. I think those are probably the two most iconic sports kits, man. Um, that's a good shout. Yankees is a good shout. That's a good shout. Yankees is a good shout. Yankees is a good shout, man. Yankees is a good shout. Thank you for reminding me. That is the kit that I bought. I can't remember what year it was, but it was the Chelsea away kit that was black. Fly Emirates, it was black and I think blue. Sexy kit. Like it was so good. I said, no, I'm buying it. Sexy ass kit. That kit was sexy. You know. Harlem Globe, yes, that works. Harlem Globetrotters, man, for sure. Harlem Globetrotters as well. Uh, my top 5 favorite actors. Oh, um, Denzel, Gary Oldman, Joaquin Phoenix, um, hmm, Stephen Root, and I would then probably say, I might say Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah. I want to say Daniel Kaluuya, man. You know, oh damn, that's a deep question. Um, yeah, you know what? Since I've just finished reading the book, this superb, amazing piece of work, I want to watch the film again because I watched the film ages ago. I remember when I watched the film, I was like, this seems too much like Denzel and not so much Malcolm X. And I just felt that Denzel acted amazingly, but I felt that I wanted to see, I felt that he was too much of Denzel in the way that he acted than him being Malcolm X. But I wouldn't watch it again. I don't watch it again just knowing the story and so forth. But it was still a snub because the sick thing is you gave Al Pacino an Oscar for arguably one of his weakest performances. I don't have Sense of Woman in the 10 performances that Pacino's done. Pacino was better in Godfather 1, Godfather 2, Cruising, Sepulchre, Dog Day Afternoon, Heat, Scarface. I'd even argue he was better in Dick Tracy, Irishman. You know, in all those things I named, he was better in those films, man. He was better than those films, you know. So like yeah, like I mean, Sense of Woman was pretty much like an insult to Pacino. I was like, oh well, because what it was because remember, the Malcolm X film wasn't even nominated for a Best Picture. It was even they didn't even nominate it because they're like, we cannot legitimize this guy because this guy could lead to black people really waking up to all the crap that they have in America. So that's why they didn't even nominate the film. But said that we can't just not nominate Denzel. So we're going to nominate him, but he can't win. So they just say, let's just give it to the next best thing. Because I guess that's what you're giving is to Pacino for Scent of a Woman? What? But they were like, we just cannot validate anything to do with Malcolm X because there's always been a feeling that Malcolm X is dangerous, he's racist, and it's like, no. He was at the time, but no, man. Stupid people, man. See, the thing with Sensible, people say no. Sensible One it's Al Pacino. Of course, it was a very good performance, and it was amazing him acting blind with his eyes open. And he really was able to really fully put across how a blind person would act with their eyes. Because really, most times you see blind people, they've got shades, but he actually did it with his eyes open, and you felt, oh wow, this is probably how he would look and how his eyes would be, because he studied a lot about how a blind person would act. But it was an Oscar-based performance. Like, hoo-ha. It was an Oscar-based performance. Scarface was on a different level. Like Scarface was on a whole different level. Scarface was in a whole different. But I must say, this isn't a conspiracy. Like, there are Oscar-based performances. Ask anybody, ask any cinephile, they will tell you that Al Pacino's Sensible One performance is one of his weakest performances. This is what I mean. Most cinephiles will say, Sensible One, yeah, it was good, but it's not one of his strongest. Scarface, he was phenomenal in Scarface. Like, the kind of character he created, that is why the film is so iconic, and Tony Montana is so iconic because of just what he created. A crazy character, superb writing by Oliver Stone, but he created a crazy character, which is why Pacino says that basically nobody goes up to Pacino to talk about Sense of a Woman. No one does. When I go to Pacino, it's Michael Corleone, it's the character he played in Serpico, and it's Tony Montana. So that's the thing, man. Yeah, no. What was it called? Every movie about Nazis or slavery is Oscar-based. Oh, for sure. Like, if you see, this is the ABC of getting or a good chance of getting an Oscar. Play someone disabled. Have a film where it's dealing with Nazis persecuting Jews, or have a film that deals with slavery. Hollywood and the people who are Oscars are liberals. They are leftists, and they will always lean towards white savior movies or films to do with sort of Nazis and so forth. So but there are ways they do that. The whole Oscar-based films. It's like, that's how Michael Keaton was screwed over. Michael Keaton should have won that Oscar for Birdman. He was amazing, but Homeboy, that English dude, played Stephen Hawking, who was disabled. If he played a disabled dude, you're more likely than not going to win that Oscar. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. Yes, but Oscars are very narrow-minded. Oscars didn't want to give that Oscar to The Lord of the Rings. Trust me. The Oscars did not want to award a fantasy movie Best Picture. To this day, the Oscars still view comedies as thingies. Jim Carrey deserved to be nominated for what he did in The Mask. I don't care what anyone says. What he did in The Mask, that is a Oscar nomination, because the physicality and the technicalities of what he was doing, it's insane. But like, you see, because it's Batman, it's a superhero thing, it's cool. But no. What Michelle Pfeiffer did, how she was able to get into the psychology of the character, the physicality, the aura, the movements, and also keep in mind that, because she said in the interview, that suit was super tight. So it was actually very hard for her to even breathe because it was skin tight. But just the way that, and also how she was as in her transformation to Catwoman, in terms of acting, it was a bloody amazing performance. Forget whether it's a superhero movie, just for acting, it was a super performance, man. That's the thing. Yes, that might be the biggest robbery, because he was in the same year as, what's the name of this film? It's Atticus Finch, isn't it? Atticus Finch. What's the name of it? Oh, Kill a Mockingbird. Gregory Peck. So Gregory Peck won for To Kill a Mockingbird. I think it was Atticus Finch. And To Kill a Mockingbird is Oscar Bates. You know, the white hero saving the black man from being persecuted. So Hollywood love that stuff. Peter O'Toole carried a film for about 3.5 hours. The camera was on this dude for the best parts of 3.5 hours in Lawrence of Arabia. And this guy carried the film for 3.5 hours. Like, do you know how long Lawrence of Arabia is? It's so long there's an intermission. Like, Lawrence of Arabia is one of the longest films ever made. You know, I think that film is pushing 4 hours. You know, I think that film is pushing for 4 hours, man. Bro, Hitman, you're wild, man. Hitman, by the way, Tuesday, we're talking, man. Tuesday, we're gonna talk. Tuesday, we're gonna talk, Hitman. Tuesday, we're gonna talk. We're going to talk this. So I hope you're ready for another race talk on Tuesday. But you know, what Peter O'Toole did in Lawrence of Arabia was off the flipping chain. It was off the flipping chain, man. But he was robbed. And it's the fuck? Oscars are politics, man. Politics. So good film. Good film. Now, I believe that what the heck? Most people have said that it was mostly written by Matt Damon. And they say, well, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck both won an Oscar for writing. And Robin Williams was amazing. And the thing about the film is that, see, this is what you have to understand about Good Will Hunting. Robin Williams went to Juilliard with Christopher Reeve. So Robin Williams was already a classically trained actor before he did stand-up, like Mock and Mindy and all that kind of stuff. So to most of us, it was a big surprise saying, oh my gosh, look at how good Robin Williams is at playing a very dramatic dude. Because we're just so used to hear for him being a clown and being this erratic stand-up. But he trained to be an actor before he became a stand-up comic. So, but still, it was still crazy just seeing just how good he was because we're so used to him being a comedian. So even say, wait, how is Robin Williams going to be? How can we take Robin Williams seriously? So that was obviously like the big star of it was Robin Williams. But to think that these guys in their 20s wrote a film so mature like that, that is what gave them a career in Hollywood, was what they did. That one film is what gave Matt Damon and Ben Affleck a career. Is what gave them a career, man. Yeah, Brad Pitt. Man, I don't know how many of you guys have seen 1 Hour Photo, man. That's a horror movie. You know, 1 Hour Photo is like, and he's superb in it. He's superb in it. But that thing, 1 Hour Photo, it's a horror movie. Like, I don't know what else to say. It is a flipping horror movie. That thing is scary, man. That thing is flipping frightening. Wait, what was you guys saying, man? How many people actually? I told you, in my view, Infinity War was trash, man. Which jerseys are worse, American football or ice hockey? They're quite similar, aren't they? They're both quite similar. Let me see. Because I do like the NFL jerseys, though, so to be honest. I mean, basketball jerseys are a lot better. Ice hockey jersey. Oh, shush. So these actually look pretty cool, man. I won't lie about it. These things actually look pretty cool. They're quite. So if you say which is worse, eh, I'd say neither. I'd say neither, man. Um, you see, I respect what Paul Greengrass did with Born. Remember, he didn't invent shaky cam. Shaky cam was actually, well, not really invented, but shaky cam was actually first used by Steven Spielberg in Saving Private Ryan. So just that he sort of maybe popularized it with using action scenes and hand to hand. So I credit, the aesthetic that he brought into it. But my thing about it is Matt Damon he isn't an action star. He's a decent actor. He's like a upper tier 3 actor. He's an upper tier 3 actor. But he isn't an action actor. Like he isn't Tom Cruise. See, Tom Cruise is an action star and he can sell action. Matt Damon can. So for me, my issue was because I remember I saw the first one. I think I saw bits of the second one, but yeah, I watched the first one with my uncle, and I was like, okay, this is cool, it's interesting, but Matt Damon just doesn't really sell me on it, man. Yeah, it doesn't really sell me on it, man. So, why do you hate Jesse in Breaking Bad? He was really really annoying. He made really dumb decisions, and he was just a constant crutch on Walter White. Um, and there's just some characters that just rub you the wrong way. Now, this is nothing against Aaron Paul, you know, but I just think that the way the character was written, what he was about, and just his general mannerism, he just found me annoying. And there were times where I was like, stop whinging, stop moaning, shut the F up and just listen to Walter White, who knows what the hell to do. For me, he just kept on whinging. And I was like, this guy, basically, if I was Walter White, I would have dropped him early. All right, mate. Just that Walter White needed him because they needed 2 cooks. But he was just so annoying. And El Camino was a pointless film. It was decently well made. It is one of the most pointless films I've ever seen. I was like, why was this here? You see, Better Call Saul. Oh my gosh, this is interesting. Even if I don't know how they've squeezed 5 or 6 seasons out of Better Call Saul, but Better Call Saul was like, oh yeah, this is all right, man. It's but yeah, and look, that's just how characters affect you. So he just really got on my nerves. And for me, Walter White was superb. What Bryan Cranston did in that whole thing was flipping superb, and that's why it's one of the great TV acting performances. I still say the best acting performance in a TV show is between Andrew Brower in Homicide: Life in the Street and James Gandolfini in Sopranos. It's between those two. It's between those two. Can I say to people, man, Homicide: Life in the Street, watch it for Andrew Brower. It is one of the most crazy oddball characters you'll ever see in your life, man. I actually need to watch more of that again, man. Yeah, actually no. I mean, so I want to. I'll keep it non-spoiler because I already put up the non-spoiler review of the film. I think a lot of people. I think it's quite split. People's views towards the film, but I really liked it. Now I've only seen it once, and maybe I need to see it again. Because when it started, I was like, oh, but you have to understand what he was trying to do and what the guys were trying to do. Because at first I was like, okay, why did you go this way? Then I was like, aha, okay, this is the story you're trying to tell, and it's just an interesting way to tell a Vietnam story. It's an interesting way to tell a story about Vietnam vets. But for me, the heart of the film is Delroy Lindo. Delroy Lindo's character, that's the real crux of the film, and Del Rindo is a phenomenal actor, absolutely phenomenal man. So yeah, that's that. That's I liked it. But again, let me watch it again. But watching it first time was okay. It started off a bit slow. I was trying to get into it, but I was like, okay, I get it now. I get it. Yo, Kakabumi, thank you very much for the donation, man. Thank you. Every little helps, man. Every little helps your boy, man. Every little helps your boy. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. I think RD discussed this, Sam, which is the Rock. The Rock doesn't know how to act, so I can't even tear him. For me, he's not even tier 3. He can't act. The Rock. Oh, sorry, you're talking to one of the biggest Rock fans, because again, I was one of the biggest wrestling fans, and it was so amazing seeing another black guy who I could identify with, but he rocked the mic so well, and he had such amazing presence. He's one of the most charismatic people ever. The Rock, and I repeat that again. The Rock is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I think The Rock just not want to accept his Arnold Schwarzenegger. Because again, I watched some of his TV show Ballers, and I was like, bro, you're the most boring character in here. All I did was to watch the trailer for Baywatch. I was like, this doesn't work. If I was a writer, or I was a director, or was like The Rock's agent, I'm like, you know what? No, let's say I was a writer. Action movie. You are a wisecracking soldier. That's the key thing. You're a wisecracking soldier. So it's an action comedy, but the drive of it is you, The Rock, your charisma. But the key thing is that, and it's so crazy way because he in all these films he's playing like the straight man and very reserved. Like, wait, do you know who? I mean, bro, just you're so crazy. And the issue is that as the older he gets, the harder he will be to bring that energy that we saw in the ring. It's no Rock. Bring what you. The reason why people like you, the reason why you're so loved, why we all loved you, was because of your charisma that you had in wrestling. That's why people love you so much. And even if his films have not really done so well, because his films have, a lot of them have actually bombed or not done so well, people just love you so much because you're so charismatic, because you made us laugh so much and you entertained us so much. It's just such a shame that we've never seen that amazing, charismatic dude in these films, because I just think he's choosing the wrong script, which is why choosing the right project is so important. It is so important. It's so important. Speaking of which, just even reminds me, how many of you have seen Kingdom of Heaven? Ridley Scott's film. Do you know that is arguably Ridley Scott's best film? It is an incredible film. Do you know the issue with that film? Orlando Bloom. Orlando Bloom is trash in that film. You know? So it's very, very careful about the actors who you choose and other guys who you pick. So where do you? Yeah, he's the highest paid actor. Yeah, no, he's that dude. Where do you rank Breaking Bad? So if us to do TV shows, I think we already did this before. It's not better than The Wire. It's not better than 24. It's not better than 24. It's not better than Quantum Leap. I would say, because I still need to finish Homeland. I need to finish. It's like Homeland. Claire Danes was beginning to really annoy me, but I need to finish Homeland. I need to watch Deadwood. I need to watch Vikings. You see, it's better than Power, but I just prefer Power to Breaking Bad. But Breaking Bad is better than Power. So Breaking Bad, I would maybe put 5th. I might put Breaking Bad like 5th all time, 5th, 4th all time. Is it better than Boardwalk Empire? Boardwalk Empire is flipping good with an amazing ending. Probably one of the best endings to any TV show is Boardwalk Empire. You see, Sons of Anarchy was really good. The worst ending to any TV show is Sons of Anarchy. And that's interesting. Best ending to a TV show, without mentioning any spoilers, please. Without mentioning any spoilers. Without mentioning any spoilers. No spoilers, or else I'll just ban you. Best ending to a TV show. For me, as I said, best ending to a TV show. The Shield is pretty good. The Shield was pretty good. And for me, I put The Shield over Breaking Bad. But as best ending to a TV show, Boardwalk Empire. Boardwalk Empire. So from Gagabomi, since you know a little bit of history about Malcolm X, you know the truth about the religion of Muslim. Have you ever thought about ever converting? It's interesting. You say that. It's interesting you say that because you see, for me, I think my personality doesn't work well with religion. I just think it doesn't. But as I was reading it, and as he was talking about Christianity and talking about Islam and things about it, it's one of those things where I think I'll inquire. I don't see myself converting to anything. I just think that based on my experiences with Christianity, but not really Christianity mainly, just religion, the concept of religion. Yeah, I'm spiritual. I am spiritual, and I do try to have some kind of connection to a higher power. I need that. I need that spiritual connection. So I will say that I'm spiritual. But in terms of religious, being in an institution where I have to do these certain things, because for me, I always say like, why are there so many religions? How do I know which religion is right? How can I say, oh, I follow this religion, but I don't follow that religion? But the things he said about Christianity, and if I bring it up with my mom would even want to have the discussion. So it is what it is. What? Oh no, sorry. What? The worst ending to any TV show? Sorry, I forgot. It's Game of Thrones. No, the second worst is Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy is bad. And Game of Thrones is a horrible ending. Are you? Wait, Daniel. Wait, are you trolling? Please tell me that you're trolling, man. Please, I'm begging you. Please tell me that you're trolling. I am begging you. Please tell me that you're trolling, man. Please, I'm begging you. Please tell me that you're trolling, man. Let's see. Yeah, you see, Mr. Robots, I stopped after the first season. I mean, I watched, I think I got up onto the first episode of the second season and I was like, okay, man. But I see, okay, look, let's just be real. Can we be real about Game of Thrones? Let's be real. Game of Thrones is the best produced and directed TV show of all time. In terms of a spectacle and set pieces, is the best. The acting is trash. The acting to start with was amazing. By the end, when it's just those young dudes, Emilia Clarke is garbage. That other dude is garbage. Like by the end, the acting was trash. That's season 8 is a pile of crap. Season 8 is a pile of crap because these dudes didn't have the book to reference. So these dim-witted writers now were off onto their own, and it shows that they couldn't write it without having reference of what George R.R. Martin did. The ending of Game of Thrones is the worst. The ending of Game of Thrones is the worst ending to anything I've ever seen in my life. Based on what had come before, the ending of Game of Thrones is so bad. I don't recommend anyone to watch it from the start. Please. I would never recommend anyone to watch Game of Thrones because I'm like, all you see all gets negated for complete and utter nonsense. Complete and utter nonsense, man. So also Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I always said to myself that how is it that this chick can just beat up this vampire so easily? This chick just went around just smacking these vampires left, right, and center. So yeah, man, that was wild, man. Yeah, I never watched this, man. Where do you rate Sherlock the series with Cumberbatch? I think I may have saw it when opposite, but I never saw it. I never saw because I do like one of my favorite cartoons of all time is Basil the Great Mouse Detective, which is based solely on Sherlock Holmes. So yeah, I never saw it, man. Was that with it was with him and is it the Martin Freeman, Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit? I think. I think it was Bilbo Baggins from the Hobbit. Yeah, no. The no, the best actor throughout the show was Peter Dinklage. There were some really good actors that came in and out. But throughout the show, Peter. Basically, I kept on watching for Peter Dinklage and so forth, but his ending and everything was nonsense. But I would still say no. The best things were obviously Tyrion and the battle scenes. The Battle of the Bastards is off the chain. Basically, the directing in that thing is stupid. That's why I think one of I think the guy who directs Battle of the Bastards, he's coming out with a sci-fi film, and you see whatever that director is doing, I want to know because the directing on some of those episodes were out of this world, out of this flipping world. So Guy Gumi says that the main difference between Christianity and Islam is we believe in the unseen, the divine. We take Jesus Christ as a prophet that conveys a message. Now look, I like to learn things. As I said again, there is very little chance of me converting, but there's no harm in me finding out more because I know Hazm is a Muslim, and I think he's always been championing Islam. So from like, yeah, look, let me read about it, because I think definitely like how it's helped to change him and so forth, and the kinds of things that he said about it in this, like the trip to Mecca and so forth, and what that was like, and just how Muslims are and everything. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because I've always said to me that Christianity is a white religion. I don't think there's any space for black people in Christianity. Like it is promoted as a white religion, and I just think that as the way that he talks about it is that Islam just seems as if Islam is more of like a color. It seems more of like a colorless religion, whereas that Christianity is mainly a white religion. So um bro, the TV show is literally Buffy. Basically, the TV show is like the name of the show. It feels like Buffy. She is Buffy. Basically, just how you would imagine what a Buffy would talk like and act like. That's what it is. She's basically, hi, I'm Buffy. um, how many of you guys have watched Battlestar Galactica? The updated version, not the original one, but the updated version that was more updated with Edward James Olmos. That is a very good show. Because I started to rewatch it because I think they have it on Amazon Prime. That is a really good show. So if you haven't watched it, watch it with basically where it's is this Ronald D. Moore, Battlestar Galactica. Let me even show you a thingy. This thing is off the chain, man. There's another one. Yeah, this one, yeah. Well, and those also there's like a super hot blonde chicken as well. Yeah, this Battlestar Galactica, really, really good show. Really, really good show, man. Um Oh, I'm charmed, charmed, charmed. Charmed. That was the show, man. Charmed. And it's where I used to watch it somewhat. I don't really watch it that much, but I used to watch somewhat. I think one of the girls, wasn't she on Beverly Hills 90210? Charmed. You see, that's the funny thing is that like I always found Dark Angel probably more interesting, but I never watched it. I think my friend was into Dark Angel. Because Dark Angel is with the guy that's in Bones, isn't it? I think the other guy, he's in Bones as well. So would you say Thanos is the GOAT villain made it in the movie? Now let's talk about Thanos. And I think I've already mentioned this before. Thanos had the potential. Thanos had the potential to be amazing. Thanos had the potential to be amazing. He wasn't done justice. Like the Thanos that I saw in the trailer wasn't really the Thanos that we saw in the films. Like Josh Brolin did a superb job. The animators did a superb job. But for me, he could have been 100%. Thanos could have been the greatest villain in a film for sure, for sure. But I don't think he beats any of those. Oh no! So it's Jessica Alba. Hey, but Thanos was. See, Thanos. I wanted an evil, mean dude who you didn't see all the time. My biggest issue with Infinity War was we saw too much of Thanos. Because we saw so much of him, the mystery and the threat was taken away. He should have he should have been presented how Darth Vader was presented in Empire Strikes Back. That's how it should have been presented, man. That's how it should be presented. Oh, so Dark Angel is Jessica Alba. The legend himself. Legend himself, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I think I got to use with the Bones. Barcelona's left back, man. So, guys, this is Barca's left back. Who scored one of the goals in I think she scored the second goal in the Euros. Was it Euro 2012? Jessica Alba. Look, man, Jessica Alba in Sin City, man. Jessica Alba in Sin City was all right, man. Give these actors a ranking: Matthew McConaughey, DiCaprio, Jake Gyllenhaal, Bale, and Gosling. So Matthew McConaughey, I would give tier 2. DiCaprio, I would give tier 2. Jake Gyllenhaal, I would probably give upper tier 2. Yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, I'll give upper tier 2. Bale is tricky. When Bale is on form, upper tier 2. And he can push for tier 1. Ryan Gosling. So basically, I think that's. See, Matthew McConaughey, I upper tier 3. Matthew McConaughey upper tier 3. DiCaprio tier 2. Jake Gyllenhaal upper tier 2. Bale tier 2. Ryan Gosling tier 2. That's how I would roll. Because again, see, DiCaprio is a very good actor. He is overrated. He's a very good actor, but he's overrated. Because DiCaprio acts the same in every film he's in. DiCaprio acts the same. Let's keep it real. He acts the same in every film that he is in. And we see for me, I rank Jake Gyllenhaal over DiCaprio. Oh, for sure. You know, like for me, DiCaprio hasn't done what Jake Gyllenhaal did in Nightcrawler. Hasn't. Like what Jake Gyllenhaal did in Nightcrawler, I was like, this guy has something. This guy has something. DiCaprio is a very good actor. He acts the same in every film. He's always intense. He's always shouting. He's always mean. He's always angry about something. He acts the same in every single film. You know? He acts the same in every film. See, with Gyllenhaal, Gyllenhaal at least has some range. If when you look at Donnie Darko, Nightcrawler, Prisoners, what's the name of that film? David Fincher, Zodiac. It's very varied. It's very, very varied, man. You know, it's very, very varied. You know, just I'm just saying, Basketball Diaries. Yeah, best thing to happen to DiCaprio, who is an okay actor. No, I would say DiCaprio is more than DiCaprio is a very good actor. He's a very good actor, man. But he has definitely benefited. Because the thing about DiCaprio is he has a face that women like. So he can greenlight a film because it's Leonardo DiCaprio, and so many women love him. But the kid is a very good actor. But it's like the Johnny Depp thing. Women love Johnny Depp, women love DiCaprio. So for a studio, they're like, Leo, whatever you want, please, because we can guarantee like at least 50 or 60 mil just by you having your name on the poster. So, but DiCaprio has, and which is why it has allowed DiCaprio the opportunity to be like, bro, let me take this Scorsese dude. Scorsese by himself can't greenlight a film. He can't. Which is crazy because it's Scorsese, but he can't. But DiCaprio can greenlight a film. So that's the thing. No, they don't. No, they do not. No, they do not. Okay? Trust me. And I'm sure, because I've had convos with my sister about this. No, they do not. Women don't like Christian Bale as much as they like DiCaprio. Women do not like Ryan Gosling the way that they like Johnny Depp. You see, Brad Pitt, Johnny Depp, DiCaprio, these dudes, you know, those are women like, you know, they are like obsessed. They are obsessed with those, man. They're absolutely obsessed, man. Best war movies. Again, in no order. If I just have to spin ball, you've got to talk Saving Private Ryan. You've got to talk Apocalypse Now. You've got to, even if I saw the second half as a big thing, you've got to talk Full Metal Jacket. I'd also say Dr. Strangelove. I'd argue Dr. Strangelove, Platoon, and a film that many of you may not know, Hamburger Hill. Hamburger Hill. That's another one. That's another one. Hamburger Hill. So those are definitely my top ones, man. Oh no, the thing about Brad Pitt is, see, Brad Pitt is an average actor. See, for me, I don't even rank Brad Pitt as an actor. He's an average actor, but cast Brad Pitt in the right film, there's something interesting about him. Like if you look at 12 Monkeys, or you look at Fight Club, that is just Brad Pitt bringing himself to the role and doing something interesting. Or there was one comedy that he did with the Coen brothers. I forgot what it was called. He did it with John Malkovich. So he brings himself to the role. So Inglourious Basterds. So it depends. But as an actor, he's not a very good actor. Like Kate Blanchett completely lubricated him in what's the name of that film? David Fincher, where he's an old dude and then he becomes young. Why is my brain like this, man? Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Basically, Curious Case of Benjamin Button. He was average. Kate Blanchett destroyed him in that film. Kate Blanchett destroyed him in that film. There you go, Snatch. So certain films, but just mainly as an actor, he ain't that great, man. He ain't that great, man. He ain't that great, man. Oh, Mosa with the clutch, born after reading. Yes, that's the film. That's the film with the Coens. That's the film, man. But for me, see, it is hard to really come out and say what is the best war movie because Doctor Strangelove is talking about something very different than what Platoon is. And Platoon is talking about something very different than Apocalypse Now is. You see, Saving Private Ryan is about war and what war feels like. Apocalypse Now is what war can do to the mind. Platoon is about the camaraderie and the kind of crazy cycle of war. Full Metal Jacket is about the indoctrination of war. It's about you being indoctrinated into the whole psychosis of war. And Hamburger Hill is just about the brutality of war. So, and Dr. Strangelove looks at the people who bring about this war and really the guys at the very top. So not the guys at the ground, those guys at the very top who basically it's looking at the decision makers. So that it's very hard to because these war films are all talking about many different aspects of it. Yes, I saw this on the plane. Now he may be psycho, he may be sexist, he may be racist. Mel Gibson knows how to make a movie, man. And a Hacksaw Ridge. First of all, crazy story. Crazy story. It's also based on a true story. Obviously, it's with Andrew Garfield, and I think Hugo Weaving is in there as well. But really good film. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's not. See, that is a different commentary on war because that's about a pacifist who just went in there with no gun, going there to go and save people. And guys are wait, what? I know. Well, I'm a conscientious objector, but I am a medic, so I'm just going there to save people. So it's a crazy, crazy story. But again, it's something different, man. Yeah, I need to watch another film again. So guys, sorry. So you see, the Wednesday club. So Wednesday normally was films, but because football season is back, I'm going to have to rearrange whether it's on a Wednesday or not. So I'm going to have to see what matches are on a Wednesday. Because if it's like a big match, then it can't be a movie. Because the movie couldn't happen on the Wednesday because it was obviously the return of the Premier League. So if it's not a big match on a Wednesday, it's return. And remember, if you are a member, always refer to the community page because for members, we obviously watch more films and take recommendations, and we obviously watch a few more things. So if you remember, we do more movie watches, more thinking watches, and we're supposed to watch Black Dynamite because I think it was Footy Wizard recommended it, but I couldn't find it, man. But yeah, so if you're a member, we definitely do a lot more movie swatches, man. Yeah, I haven't. That's a good point. That's a good. Braveheart is a war movie, and Braveheart is amazing. Braveheart is amazing. Freedom. Point taken. Braveheart, because I've not seen Braveheart in ages. I haven't seen The Imitation Game. That's with Benedict Cumberbatch, isn't it? I think. So yeah, man. That's interesting, man. But Will Smith or Eddie Murphy? I should say, obviously, this will be the last question before I get out of here. I would probably say, personally, Will Smith. Personally, Will Smith. Because Eddie Murphy is great, but see, at their very best, because because for me, I just think about Fresh Prince, but Men in Black, like Beverly Hills Cop, Quantity, Trading Places, Not Professor. What Will Smith did in Men in Black, because that has to rank as one of the funniest performances I've ever seen in a film. Like Will Smith's performance in Men in Black, it's iconic. It's an iconic performance, man. You know, it's an absolutely iconic, amazing performance, like his performance in this. So, um, it's superb, guys. We have to build up to a huge hangout at 10 p.m. later on. So I need my beauty sleep. So guys, thank you. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like the vid. And I will see you guys very soon with more content and more videos. So anytime there's a live show or so forth, just keep coming to the YouTube channel. And then that's when I will then schedule the stuff. Stay good, stay real, stay healthy, stay safe. And your boys out. Become a Half Hope Sort member and gain access to exclusive videos and also the chance to watch films, anime, or different videos with your boy HH exclusively. Just click below on the join button to join in and become a Half Hope Sort member to gain access to these perks. Just click on the community icon over here to view the new member